Welcome back to Gintama Anime Review. This is episode number 9. Technically this is the 9th season of the series, and it's called Gintama Porori-hen, translated as the Slip Arc. Yeah, the whole point of this season is just adapts the remaining arcs that weren't adapted at this point prior to doing Silver Soul, which normally that would come next, but because these arcs weren't adapted yet, I figured though, hold off on this. I'll hold off on Silver Soul, but let's do these quick little arcs first, then worry about that. There are exactly 5 arcs this whole entire season, and one standalone episode, just one. The first one is Kagura's boyfriend. This one was a little weird. Yeah, in the manga, this took up chapters 419 to 422. In the anime, it took up episode 329 and 330. Yeah, and that's like, Kagura's a boyfriend, and it's a freaking Titan. No, these are not the same type of Titans from Attack on Titan. These are gigantic beings who apparently want Kagura because she's like really strong, and the prince of them, yeah, this was a weird one. Yeah, and the aftermath of this really doesn't affect the whole arc of the whole series. This is just another throwaway arc. Next one is the Homeless arc, this one is also a 2-parter. And this one took up 3 chapters in the manga, 431 to 433. This one is basically evolving the character of... What's her name? Imatasu. Yeah, she's the owner of a ramen shop. And it's very heavily... It's kind of implied in this particular arc that Katsura is in love with her, which he denies. Yep. And he's doing this for her. And it turns out that her father is actually a guy who's popped up now and again in the course of the series. It's an old man who wears nothing but a hat, a coat, and a loincloth. That's it. This crazy old man is her father. Who they show in flashbacks look like he was a taller guy. Apparently over the years the guy got shorter for like no explained reason. And it's also revealed of what happened to her father. Apparently it's implied he may have died. Turns out he's actually still alive and homeless. And we also reveal a little about her husband. Her husband was a little boy that her father saved when he was little. Well, his father saved basically the little boy who would later become his future son-in-law. Yep. I'm sure he may have fell in love with her basically like right away, and of course they got married, and of course had been around for a long time. It was revealed prior in her first appearance that her husband was killed by rebels. Not exactly say who, it's just that happened to him. And they reveal exactly why. And this is also a loose follow-up to her first appearance in a way, when they bring back her husband's brother. Her late husband's brother, one of her 2 brothers, one of her 2 brother-in-laws. Yeah, apparently after he went to jail, he became homeless. And he decided to form his own cardboard armored army. Yep. And he wants to kill her because he went to jail. He basically Odd Jobs takes them all out, and of course she does eventually reunite with her father in the most unusual way. Apparently he's confined to a wheelchair, and apparently after he saved the little boy who later became his future son-in-law, apparently he got amnesia. He forgot everything. Eventually over the years became senile, and apparently his use shrunk for some reason. It's really weird. This is an interesting little arc. It's basically a character piece for a character who's only popped up twice over the course of this whole series. And of course his loose development for Katsura. And of course his implication he might be in love with her. She's a smoking hot woman. Why not get on that? And then next comes the only standalone episode of the whole series, which is a split episode. Yeah, one of 2 they do this whole season. There's another split episode later on. Hitsugaiwa basically is interacting with 2 assassins. I thought this one was okay. The next one I really enjoyed. The Shinzagumi and the Minzagumi trying to solve a fictional case. I thought this was interesting. This also is Nebu's probably her only standalone, only time she appeared in a standalone episode. And it's the only time Minzagumi actually appears in the standalone episode, which I thought that was interesting. Yeah, for the Shinzagumi bringing the big 3, and Yamazaki is nowhere to be seen in this episode. Yeah, that's a little weird, the fact he's not there. But yet they have Kaido, Hitsugaiwa, Hitsuga, and Oda. And the Minzagumi, you just have their boss, who was actually Hitsuga's half brother, and of course his vice chief, Nebu. I should point out that it was revealed that in the Pharaoh Shinzagumi arc, the meaning behind her name means girl of faith. Yep. Of course, prior to this particular episode, last appearance in the anime was in the opening episode of the previous season, where she's wearing completely different outfits. She's no longer wearing her Minzagumi outfit. She's kind of like wearing like a Komodo with her sword. She's kind of like retired, and she kind of disbanded Minzagumi because it kind of flipped the country because of the Shogun. Yep, and it's kind of implied all these episodes take place prior to the Shogun dying because, in Kagura's boyfriend two-parter, Soya is still at the Edo Palace and mentioned about her brother. So basically, this is well before he was killed in the Shogun assassination by poisoning of all things. He wasn't stabbed, he wasn't shot, he was poisoned by a poison dart in his wrist. Yeah, talk about a very somewhat lame way to kill somebody. Yeah, it's a weird way to kill him off. I would have thought they would have got with a more bloodier version of his death, but no. Much more lamer version. That's just my opinion anyways. Yep, and after this particular standalone episode, and then we have a three-parter called the Excalibur arc, which is also the only arc of the whole series that Soda, the third captain, the first squad captain becomes like a villain for an arc. Yep, because he's possessed by a cursed sword. Yeah, this is something kind of a tiny loose follow-up to what happened with a couple of times they've had a cursed sword. Yeah, because Hitsuga basically remembers he was influenced by a cursed sword. This one has more darker influence. Apparently the sword was the real manslayer, not the actual one, not the guy holding it. Yeah, eventually both... And here's something really weird. Apparently they're from a planet where swords can talk to each other, and apparently the sheeps are basically the female species, and the swords are the males, which is kind of weird. And apparently this cursed sword basically kept thrusting back and forth in one sheath for a lot of these ones and draining their energy. And apparently there's this one basically looks almost exactly like his wife. And it turns out, and later revealed that, nope, this is not his wife. This is his daughter. You are thinking, that is weird. This sheath is the daughter of this sword. Yeah, this was a weird one. Yeah, a lot more. This is just as weird as the Kagura boyfriend. This one was a lot more interesting than the Kagura's boyfriend one. Yeah, because of all the sword fighting and basically Osiya, fighting Gin for the first time. Though about half this arc is having the sword who talks hanging out in Gin's rear end, all because they tried to burn him. Yeah, which. Even I agree, this was stupid. Yeah, but this was a lot more interesting than Kagura's boyfriend. That was just bizarre. At least this one had at least it referenced a couple arcs prior to this one. It doesn't really affect the whole series, and plus it's the return of Tetsuga, I think it's how you pronounce her name. Yeah, the swordsmith. Yeah, Tetsugo. Yep. This is by far her fourth appearance in the series. She does come back for Silver Soul, but this is by far her fourth appearance in the whole series. The first one is in, what's the name of the arc? It's the, Batsukura. Yeah, that was her first appearance. She did later appear in a standalone episode when Yamazaki was investigating Gin. And then she returned for 4 Devas. Then she returned in an episode from the previous season. That was her fourth appearance. It's actually her fifth appearance in the series. Though, this is actually her first arc she's been in, though she did also appear at the start of the Shinzagumi Crisis. She's popped up now and again, but this is the first time since, I would probably say, 4 Devas, that she's actually played a role in this arc, because she didn't have exactly a small role in the previous season. Actually, a couple seasons back, she didn't exactly have a big role, but she last appeared in a standalone episode. It was always great to see this woman. And that was implied in her second appearance that she may be attracted to Gin, but this went nowhere. And her last couple appearances prior to this one was actually hanging out with Tsunami, who is the female fighter. She does make a pop up for a cameo in Silver Soul. We'll get to that in the next review. Yep. This was a little interesting little arc. A little weird, but a lot more interesting than Kagura's boyfriend. Then comes one of the most oddest arcs of the entire season, involving idols. This is the HDZ48. Yeah, this is basically when they have characters become idols. And this also is Otia's second to last appearance in the series. She returned for Silver Soul, but yeah, this is the first appearance in quite a while. Probably not since her own self-titled arc. That was, I think, like the last time she physically appeared. And yeah, sure, her merchandise appears frequently throughout the whole series. And it's also revealed that apparently Shippachi has underwear with her face on it. Kind of like how Kentucky has strawberries in his boxers. He has her, basically, on his boxers, which I thought was so weird. And apparently everyone else was tidy whities. Yeah, apparently this whole thing stems from a group of idols from space known as the Galaxy Kingdom B48. I'm not saying the actual word because it's inappropriate, because I don't like saying this word, especially even private or even on camera. Yeah, these women basically brainwash people to follow them. And how are they brainwashing? Their antennas. Yep. Yeah, this is revealed when Shippachi goes into one of their meet and greet things, and he comes out in his boxes. I'm going to throw away all my porn magazines, but I'm not getting rid of my Osu CDs. Because he has a piece of her. And it turns out that she's this weird, hairy-looking alien. She's still a lovely-looking woman, despite her hairy appearance. And Kagura is the one that beats the living crap out of her for nippling people. This arc doesn't go much of any place, but it's an absolute fun arc. Yeah, probably by far one of my personal favorite arcs of the whole series. And then, like, right after this three-parter, then we have, well, we have a 2 episodes. Last 2 was part of the Guardian Spirits arc. The first one is actually a split episode, the last one for the whole series, as far as I know, because I checked the following season. There's no other episodes like this. This is by far, I think, the last one. The first half is just odd jobs and Tama basically recreating the Gintama Rumble game. Yeah, which is not exactly a real game, because the Gintama franchise doesn't have video games, as far as I know. Yeah, that's a little weird. Oh yeah, it does have video games, but I don't think there's one called Rumble. No, there isn't. I've never seen one released over here. Oh yeah, there is one for oh yeah, it was released last year, Gintama Rumble. But I don't know if it was actually like the actual presented in the game in this episode, where they look like they're parodying Super Mario Brothers, Resident Evil, an RPG game. Yeah, this was an interesting little arc, a little standalone thing. Then we have Guardian Spirits, which is an arc that goes nowhere. It's just a throwaway arc. It's one of these arcs that is just, well, even though it's the last special arc they did prior to the Shogun assassination, this arc was basically, in the manga, just 2 chapters. And the anime, it was 2 chapters. Yep. In the manga, let's look up chapters 499 and 500. Right? No, 3 chapters, yeah. 499 to 501. Yeah, all this one's about is that Jinpachi gets these brand new pair of glasses that are cursed. Because the glass got broken at some point, I'm not sure when. He wants to get new glass, he gets these cursed glasses, shows all these guardian spirits, and Geens looks like one of those Indian deities, and Kagura's is a spoof of Pikachu. Not kidding. Though this I thought this was really weird. They never address this in the anime. The first part when they show Kagura's guardian spirit, he wears a blue jumpsuit, which looks like a blue Pikachu. In the next episode, he's yellow. They never address this at all. I think this is really weird that he did this. Not even Shippachi basically knows anything about this. Yeah. Apparently this particular thing is the reason why Gin is so strong. Though, in case you're wondering, does this come to play at any other point in the series after this particular arc? Nope, because, well, that's the thing with Gintama. Half the time these arcs are just throwaway arcs, and they're not having an impact in the series. This one has 0 impact, and if you watch the anime, it's like, wow, you ended with a 2-parter that's pretty much not interesting at all. I have no problem with Guardian Spirits, but man, Even the manga, I just basically breezed through this thing. This arc I did not find interesting, and I found Shogun Assassination a lot more interesting in this thing. Yeah, but I guess they were kind of because they wanted to wrap up like they wanted to adapt everything else before they get to Silver Soul. They really wanted to get everything else adapted just so they can hold off on doing Silver Soul. And here's the thing: unlike with the end of the previous season where they went hiatus, I think as far as I can tell for the previous hiatus, I think it was about 9 months. Excuse me. Yeah, it was like 9. Or was that 7 months? It was 7 months. Yes, it was a 7-month hiatus, which is actually the shortest hiatus the series has actually had. hmm And then the current season starts up 1 week later. Yep, starts up 1 week later. And this season that I'm just reviewing right now, this one was only 13 episodes, which means it was 1 episode longer than the last season, and it's the same length as season 6, which makes the previous season the shortest season in the entire series. Yep, and it takes episodes 329 to 341. Yep, the current season I'm like 2 episodes in, but I'm going to basically hopefully get a chance to view it maybe later on today. I was thinking I'm going to review a new chapter for 7 Deadly Sins, but apparently it's not been released yet. I haven't looked at anything else yet, but I don't know if it has been released yet, but I was hoping to release it because they're released Tuesdays anyways. But yeah, nothing much else to say. Good season. It was a pretty good season. I would say probably, in my opinion, the best arcs the entire season are Homeless, because this one has a small impact in the series. The standalone episode, I would say the second half is a little more interesting than the first one. Excalibur arc was weird but interesting, and the HD Z48, that was interesting as well. It's just that the opening arc and the last arc of the season are just not interesting. It seems like you watch the season, it's not like, man, the first arc is just not that good. And then you close up with this kind of somewhat boring arc. Yeah. Oh yeah, not much else to say, but yeah, that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned later on today for my review of the current season of the series, of what I think of it so far. And it's only 25 episodes in right now, and I'm only 2 episodes into the season right now. But expect probably later on today. I mean, I've only got 22 episodes to go, so you'll probably see it probably tonight at some point, okay? But until I see you next review, bye.